Recently, I reacted to Larry Bird's mixtape, and honestly, I just couldn't even believe what I was watching. Some of the things he was doing on the court are just unexplainable. Some of the shots, some of the passes that he could see, I don't believe 99% of other players could even see those things, never mind execute them, but he did it. He was unbelievable. A lot of people asked me to check out this one. It's Larry Bird trash talking, and it mentioned that on the mixtape as well, that said he was a bit of a trash talker.
So we playing him in the last play. He says to James Worthy, he says, "You guys don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna go right over there that corner." He said, "They're gonna set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out." He said, "I'm gonna curl right over," and he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, "I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game," whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ?
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a three, game over.
Come on, man.
Are you effing kidding me?
That is absolutely mental, man. Come on, it's like, to have the confidence in his own ability to actually detail step by step how the play is going to go is one thing, but to have the ability to actually back it up and execute the play as he said, that's a different level, man. He's playing on a different level from like 99% of other players. I love this part, man, because I feel like trash talking, especially in football and soccer, it's the sort of thing it's becoming more sanitized. The sport is being taken out of it, man. To see the personalities like this, I love it. And to see, but especially when somebody's got that talking, they can back up. That's the best.
Shake his hand. I'm a rookie. I'm playing against the Boston Celtics in the Boston Garden. I'm go shake. And Larry put both hands behind his back. He wouldn't shake my hand.
Whoa.
I said, okay, he's just getting into the game. In the first play of the game, he said, "You don't even belong in the league, Holmes." And he shoots a three. Now, I wasn't mad
So easy.
that he made the three. But I said, "There's something, this called me Holmes." and he came down and did it again, so I'm pissed, you know. So the next time down, see me on the breakneck pitch, and I jump up and I throw it down on him. I mean, he fouls me. And he said, "Hey, Rook, I like you. You got hot." He said, "But I'm still getting 30 on your ass." I mean, that's who he was.
Man.
But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me, because he respected me, because he knew that I was going to keep coming. That really taught me something, you know. If you wasn't prepared to play against guys like that, you got embarrassed.
That's the thing he said about players getting embarrassed. On that mixtape, it looked like he embarrassed so many players, man. Whether it was just driving through them, whether it was like putting the ball, passing it through the legs, passing it behind them, doing that one over the head, or tricking them to make them look the other way. He embarrassed players throughout his career, man. But to hear him trash talking, especially in that situation with a rookie where he's treating everybody the same, whether they're rookies or experienced players, but at least players can actually win his respect, man. Imagine winning Larry Bird's respect. That must feel good.
I always tell this story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, "Larry, what's going on with you?" He says, "You guys are being disrespectful to me." And I says, "What are you talking about?" He says, "You guys are putting a white guy on me." That's disrespectful.
Wait, who's the white guy you put on
I
it?
can't remember who it was. I just started laughing. I had no comeback. But he says, "It's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me." And I'm sitting there like, I'm laughing in the middle of a game.
I mean, that's the other type of trash talking. There's like trash talking where you like ignore the player. There's the trash talking where you like treat them with disdain, or you can just like put people at ease like this by humor, man. Like it seems like not only was Larry Bird amazing at all these different things on the court, like technically as a player, he was also the best trash talker. Never mind just a normal trash talker. He could disarm players like this as well. Why did you not put a white guy on? Why did you put a white guy on the white guy, man?
On me. And I'm sitting there like, I'm laughing in the middle of a game.
Larry told Robert Reedy the other day that he should have stayed in preaching. That was funny. He had 50 points.
And you know, Larry Bird ain't never playing no great defense. He like sagging off a little bit. So he tell the guy, "You can't shoot, but I'm not worrying about guard you." I said, "Man, shoot it in the face. Shoot it."
Mark hit a three-pointer on Larry Bird, and said, take a look at that.
Yeah.
And Bird just came right back and hit three three-pointers in a row.
Three three-pointers.
Basically said to him, when we all heard it, that you're out of your league.
Or he'd say, Danny, give me the ball.
Actually, why would you want to piss off Larry Bird, man? Come back hitting 3 threes.
And just basically said to him, when we all heard it, that you're out of your league.
Or he'd say, Danny, give me the ball, or DJ, give me the ball. I got this guy in the torture chamber down here. Why the guy was standing right there listening to him say it.
I got him in the torture chamber.
Why the guy was standing right there listening to him say it.
The baller went to Larry, and Isaiah was all out of whack. He had the ball at three-point range. He goes, hey, who's guarding me? Everybody looked around. He just stood there, held the ball, and Isaiah said, he ran out there and just shot it, three-pointer. Too late.
Was the originator of getting in your face and talking trash. And then you sit there and you go, this guy up in my face talking noise. He ain't that fast, he's slow, but he knew how to aggravate you, agitate you enough to get you out of your game.
I was guarding in my rookie year. He looked at me and he goes, you can't stop me. And I looked at him and I said, gosh, boy, you're so confident. He goes, confident? You're a rookie. You don't know anything. He proceeded to score like 10 straight points on me. Jeez. Coach took me out the game. He walks by and he's laughing at me.
Larry Bird catches the ball in the corner. I take off running out at Larry Bird. And right when he's getting ready to shoot, I jump. And as I go by, him, he tells me, he says, fly, Bird. And I go right by him, and he shoots the ball. It's nothing but nylon.
Larry Bird was a pain in the neck. Anytime we had a chance to win, Larry Bird changed that.
Pain in the neck. Oh, that was a shot, man. That was absolute.
There was
beauty.
a certain confidence you had because, you know, if you ever got in trouble, give the ball to Larry and get out of his way. And he delivered.
The double teaming Bird. Larry, fake, ball away.
Do you remember? Well, yeah.
That's what you got to say. What they were mentioning there about trash talking, how it like actually affected them like psychologically. As much as you can say trash talking is a lot of fun and it's like whatever, man, people just do it for the sake of doing it, but actually it's got like a place on the sports field, man. It can really like affect the opposition. It's a great way to get into their heads, as they mentioned there, to actually affect their game. It's important, and like Larry Bird obviously knew that, he sensed that, he knew that he could get any if he could get any little advantage he would use whatever means, and this is just one of them by the looks of it.
I had the Bird night. Yeah, that was a tough night, man. You know, the biggest argument that night is, well, you only scored 6 on me. You know?
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
You know, when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and, you know, Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he's like, he literally says, left side, across the 3, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so you guys got Antoine Carr and Cliff Levingston got fined by Fratello, I think, for
and Eddie Johnson for celebrating
Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever, because back then you didn't have, you know, you watched the real game and just went, you know, with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times. He just kept not the shot, he just kept rewinding it, showing the guys. You remember, they were giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah, that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah, that was
Eddie Johnson. I remember seeing that in his mixtape.
Bench in laughter.
What a performance.
Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other.
When have you ever seen an opposition player for any team in any sport be that impressed by a player of the opposition team? You never see it. No one is that good that they can have that effect. Larry Bird is obviously that, man. I mean, these guys are sitting there like watching one of the greatest players to ever play the game, watching a guy absolutely dominate them, do all sorts of get points in every manner of way, and they're just like, let's just enjoy this, man.
High five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that. So it wasn't
somebody not playing good defense on Bird. It was you guys celebrating Larry Bird.
And Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding. And it was
in the post-match analysis.
By the bench one time too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he called.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that one.
He literally said, off the glass into the trainer. And, yeah, and so
It was a bad night.
When Larry got on the roll, started shooting the ball, just every shot was
Genius.
going in.
Goodbye, she's gone. I guess the 2-pointer was too close.
When he ran by the bench, he goes, "That's a heat check. Just see how hot I am."
He just blew a kiss to them, man. Come
When he ran
on.
by the bench, he goes, "That's a heat check. Just see how hot I am." Right? He runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league, and Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, "Hey Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench that can guard me?" He goes, "So nobody out here can." Frank looked at the bench and goes, "No."
He'll look at you like, "Hey, what you doing out here? You better call somebody else." I even heard him tell the coach, "Hey, look, coach, you better get somebody else out here to guard me because I'm killing this guy."
In last year's playoffs,
He's
Thurston
relentless
was out to make Bird eat his words. While
as a
having
scorer
few
and
choice comments of his own.
Chuck Person,
trash
he
talker,
definitely
man.
has his reputation. During the playoffs, he just went AWOL, and he just went to work.
You can see Bielsa playing a little. Where's getting back to him shine. Chuck Person can talk some trash to Larry Bird now. He scored the last 16 points.
Chuck and Larry down low, greeting one another once again.
Bird, he has caught fire.
Oh yes, man. Look at him just standing there. Still talking.
Yeah, it is a little special because I've known Chuck for a while and we've always had run-ins, but it always seems like I get the last word.
Bird's ability to get the final word has made for many a magic moment. And this week, we relive a game when Larry was in rare form and Xavier McDaniel was eager to lend an ear.
Tie game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball, no shot clock.
They called the timeout. He said, "You know I'm going to get it." And I said, "I know, I'm going to be waiting." I'm going to timeout, I'm going to a play, and I tried this one, we're going to run. All right, then as you get the ball, you go over here, and pass to Kevin, then you go to the corner, and Robert, you come over. Then about that time, Larry steps in and says, "Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way?" Well, after the timeout, we walked back on the court, and Larry was going down to his position, so he tells Xavier, "I'm getting the ball." Yeah, he said, "I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face."
10 seconds. 5 and Bird has the basketball.
2 on him as well. He did it.
And he was like, "I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock." I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
Larry Bird just phenomenal the way that he will contribute in the clutch time.
That's the thing, is like the way he actually details what he's going to do. It's so like precise. The opposition players probably in 2 minds are like, is he going to do this or are they going to do something else? It really puts them off, man. But 2 men on him and he still got it. I thought after I watched Michael Jordan's mixtape and his comparison with LeBron James that no one could come close to Michael Jordan. I just thought that as like someone who knows very little about basketball but just learning. But watching Larry Bird, he is up there, man. He is an absolute pleasure to watch the way he plays, but especially with this side of his personality as well. I love him.
Larry was complaining to the refs, and I was complaining to the refs, and the next time down the court, it got in my face.
I was up 38-6. That's how I summarize it.
The 84 Olympic team is playing an exhibition game against a bunch of pros, including Larry Bird, and they were in the warm-ups. And a ball bounced down from the college end of the court to the pro end. And Michael Jordan went down to chase it. The ball happened to be picked up by Larry Bird. And Michael went up a few feet away from Larry Bird and held out his hands. And Bird took the ball and fired it back down the court over Jordan's head.
Jeez.
As if to say, you're not only not getting this ball, I don't give a damn who you are. Larry Bird knows exactly who this guy is and what's going to happen in the next few years. And he wants to get every edge he can get right now.
Oh, that's what it is. It's about that getting that edge.
So I'm not playing tonight. He walks down to me. Man, I'm sorry you're not playing. But he said, I'm going to tell you what. Since you're here, I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch, okay?
Amazing.
And I'm like, man, get out of my face, man. I want to hear that. That's Celtics and the Lakers. Every time he hit one, he look at me.
I remember we were playing Washington in Washington.
Magic
one
Johnson
night,
and
just
Jordan.
hit what would have
the best players ever cannot hide from Larry Bird, man. They are still in his line of sight, man. They still get it, man. No matter who you are, rookie to Jordan or Johnson, you can get it from Larry Bird, man.
KC called timeout.
It won't count. It does not count. Boston had called a timeout.
Larry came back to the bench, and he was a little upset.
He looks at the bench and says, hey guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot and I'm going to kick it in.
He told Washington, I'm going to get the ball.
2 seconds left. The Bullets by 1. Ames to Bird. He gets
1
a
second.
shot into Celtics winner.
He got it, man.
Boy, this is something else.
That, man.
Incredible. Bird wins it at the buzzer.
That is absolutely fantastic. That's what I want to see, man. I loved watching him playing his mixtape, but to see this side of his personality and know that not only was he an amazing, like, unbelievable genius of a player, he had that side of his personality to back it up, to just add some like extra like interest to him as a person as well. I love the way he calls plays and makes them. I love the way he doesn't care whether, as I mentioned, it's a rookie to the best players in the world. He'll give it to everybody. No one's safe from Larry Bird. Fantastic. Recommend some of his other videos. I'll check them out soon. Thanks.